Well, obviously it's snack time. Oh God, look at this, isn't this romantic? How sickening. There's James and Jessica who are building the house, and there's RJ, and there's another little, well, a little leech getting some of the ice cream. We're going to look down and we're going to have a look at what's been going on. So it always looks the same, doesn't it, at this time of the night? Not the workload, no, but the scene itself, you see that the sun is about to go down, so it's very pretty. But look at what's going on. Once again, for those who haven't been looking, this is our little rebar bending tool, and along with a nice hammer. Wow, so what's the plan? This is going to be filled with concrete? Instead of the rebar and shuttering? Yeah? Okay. So, Perry, will there be more rebar in the center?
No.
No. Mm. Okay, well, this will be new, but those are nice big support posts. Look at that. Okay, so as per a Western approach, there's a nice level, substantial footing. In the UK we'd call that the foundation. But it started off there, and there was a lot of rebar in, and what's going to happen is it's all going to be put in, going to thread it over, and these will be the same posts. Okay. I should say that James has considerable experience in building. He's in construction back home in the States and has his own way of doing things. Okay, look at this. What we're actually looking at here, obviously these are big pillars which are going in to support the center. This is going to be like a kind of a basement, okay, and whatever will be gotten out of the basement in terms of living space is to be seen. But this is probably going to be much bigger than the average house, certainly than the average house that we build. Here's the doorway. Now, I voiced the same concern to James that some of you other guys voiced as well, and that is that all of this soil has been pushed out, so to an extent it's, even though there's settlement fairly quickly and there's a natural drop off, as soon as you start piling loose material one on top of the other, you can try to get that as high as you can, but there's a natural point at which it will drift off to the side, a little bit as if you were building as if you were building a pyramid. It would drift off to the side. Like they didn't organize this slope here. This is the natural way that it goes. It goes off and drifts off to the side. So that's a given. Now, some of my subscribers and myself too, on this particular pillar, on this corner of the house, right by the door, it's in what used to be, very recently, fairly loose soil. Now that's been tamped down to an extent in order to be able to dig that pillar in and make that concrete footing, and then put this foundation right along at the back. Now that's all been done there. But I did say that I would feel much better, I would feel much safer about it if we took this soil now and we took it out to about at least another 12 or 15 feet, so that that drop off there will actually not go that far, because we'll build a retaining wall. That's what we did when we made the deck for the swimming pool. We took it out as far as we wanted it, and then we built a retaining wall. Now this is before we put any earth in, before we did any digging at all. And we put that in, and as soon as we put that in and reinforced it, we then put the soil in that brought the level up to the top of the wall. And the top of the wall was leveled in by the pool itself, allowing for the fact that there was going to be on top of that a 4-inch thick slab of concrete that would cover right up to and around the edges of the pool. And somebody also said, couldn't you, while we're talking about it, couldn't you use a wheelbarrow to bring some of the material up from where it's been dropped? Well, bringing it up from where it's been dropped is pretty well a no-no, because if you look at where we are right now, if you take a sighting on the top of my head to past Manorado and up to what looks like a tree stump that's right next to the drive. Now, we take it to that as being level. Now, look at how steep the tunnel is. The tunnel comes down. This is the path that goes from the house. It curves around there where Balantoy is, it curves around there, and then it comes down, and then it takes another sharp turn there by the tree, and it goes down, and it goes down in another S-bend, which takes you down to the bridge. Now, crossing the bridge is another thing. Here's another way of trying to sight it, to get the idea of how high we are right now. If you look there, you can see the dark patch, you can just about see the white of the concrete, and you can see how it snakes around. So it goes to the right by that small tree, and then it curves around again, which takes it down very steeply to the road where the bridge is. Okay, and then that road from the bridge rises again to where Julio's house is. And Julio's house, behind it, snakes away the road itself. So it really is all up and down. Now, they've dumped most of the materials for James and Jessica's house is down on the other side from us, the other side of the bridge. So most of that is being brought up either by Manorado on his motorcycle tricycle. He has like a commercial sidecar which is on there, which is made for carrying rice and goods. And there are men in Taliban who earn their living with such a tricycle. But he's been bringing up material, and then he's been bringing it up that way and dumping it there where you can see. A wheelbarrow for that is totally out of the question. But a wheelbarrow for the small amount that you saw Balantoy actually using it is practical. That's my wheelbarrow. So we brought that up from where it was being laid at rest for now, while Timio is using his time on this house. So we brought the barrow up and it's being used now. It just gives you an idea of how steep it is. Look. Now from where I'm standing, I know that James is a lot taller than me, but look how steep it goes up there to the house, especially to our house. Look at it, incredible. So there we are, we've got the guys mixing concrete. That's one strong boy there. Don't stop now, Ballantoy. I've just been saying how strong you are. Keep going. And there the man in the red cap is Manorado. I never get, sorry, it must be an old man trait, but I never get tired of telling the story about Manorado. He is a natural strong man. If you look at him now, him and Terry, these are guys who are just like machines. Manorado, we asked him to help us with a washing machine. We were very fortunate, and a little while ago we bought a washing machine, and the washing machine we could only bring up so far. Forgotten why, but we couldn't actually get up the tunnel. Now, to just explain to you just how steep that is. Now back then there was no concrete, so it literally was just a muddy path. We went there to see if perhaps, foolish optimist that I am, maybe I could help him if he got one end and I got the other, and we might be able to struggle up to get that washing machine up the hill right to Nanai's house, which is up there. Oh, what a foolish man I am. But I'm looking at Manorado, and he's looking at me, and then he took the box off the washing machine as it lay in the back of the truck, and he picked the washing machine up and he put it on his shoulder and he walked it up to the house in one go. Sorry, nothing short of amazing for me. And that's Manorado. Okay, well, this is a foreigner in the Philippines. There's a happy couple looking over what's happening now and wishing it was all over. And yeah, I understand that. So, work in progress, day 7, and it's looking good. We're hoping that we'll be able to see a really big change next week. That would be great, wouldn't it? So, thanks for looking in. Bye for now. This is a foreigner in the Philippines.